So you're spending already a lot of time in nature, walking to your job or wherever, and therefore it's not necessary to work out 5 times a week because you're already moving your body a lot. I'm sitting in the chair almost 24/7, so I need to do a lot of exercise. So it comes down to finding the most impactful habits. Today, I'll be talking about habits, and especially in a society that is very competitive, very much focused on high performance. We're all striving for growth. We're all striving for more. We're all striving for better results. But I think a lot of us are doing some things wrong, and we should be focusing on one habit, and I'm going to be sharing that in that video. So many habits are pointless. There's one habit that is essential, and if you don't do it, all the other habits that you're trying to incorporate are basically pointless. Talking about working out, eating healthy, goal setting and journaling, cold showers, meditation, no fap, juicing, cleansing, fasting, visualization exercises, and reading self-help books, and many more countless techniques and habits where you try to grow, you try to learn more, and basically trying to achieve your goals with all these techniques and habits. It should always be a healthy mix between being challenged and still enjoying your habits, right? For most, though, due to our high performance driven society, it feels more like a chase, a never-ending race to compete with all our habits. And if we manage to do only 3 out of 5 habits, we feel we have lost. And even though we actually have achieved 60% of our results or 60% of our goals, we kind of hate ourselves, we're disappointed, and it just doesn't feel right. And all our energy goes into that, and we're way more focusing on the negative instead of the positive, and you waste so much energy that we actually need for our most important task, which for most of you guys is hopefully playing poker and studying poker, or perhaps building a business. And when you constantly waste your thoughts on completing your habits, you waste so much energy. And I personally believe that thoughts are very much underrated phenomenon or concept, or you want to call it. I recommend reading the book from Joe Dispenza, The Superhuman. And it's very much true. If you say where the focus goes, the energy flows. Every habit takes time, and you cannot earn that time back. So if you spend time on the wrong things, or less effective habits, or less productive habits that won't generate you the outcomes as other habits, then you cannot earn back this time that you're spending on the wrong habits or on too many habits, right? So that's why spending your time wisely is so damn important. I'm going to show you something. As some of you guys know, I'm highly talented when it comes to painting. So I really like working with some visualizations to really make my point clear. And again, there's information on meditation, there's information on working out, diet, yada, yada, yada. What you need to understand, though, and I already explained that later, but today I want to apply that on habits specifically. As you know, we all start on a different point, right? We might start here, someone might start here, or someone might start here. And I want to kick it off with an example of a friend of mine. As you might know, I'm a big proponent of cold showers, and I spent some time with him, and he constantly complained on how many times he actually got sick. Like every 2-3 months he had a cold for a week. And of course, I'm not blaming him, but at some point I just said, hey, why don't you try out cold showers? So if we use a scale, just very easy, overgeneralized, and let's use this scale. 0, you're almost dead. 100, you're perfect perfectly healthy. And let's say maybe like most of us, we're around 90, 80, 70, 60, whatever. Maybe he was at 50, right? So he was sick sometimes, or he had a cold, and he started at 50. Whereas others, their health is at 60, 70, or 80. So now by incorporating cold showers, I mean, look at this beautiful picture of me painting cold showers. It had a huge impact. After doing cold showers for several weeks, and then for several months, he didn't get sick at all anymore. So let's use this as time. So after 3 months, he went up from 50 to 80, right? So of course, for him, that habit had a huge impact. But you also need to understand that some people, they start at 70, and for a lot of pain, for a lot of discomfort, it might not be worth it. They don't see so much of a difference. They're already healthy, they're working out, and for them, the pain in the morning to take a cold shower might not be simply worth it. And I'm not blaming it. Of course, cold showers, they have a lot of benefits, but they will have different benefits for everyone. Someone that is in a terrible physical shape and he's at 20, this will have a huge impact on his lives. Someone who feels constantly tired, who cannot start his day in the morning, who gets sick very often, who constantly gets the flu, yada, yada, yada. And we can apply this on so many different habits as well. I know people that they don't necessarily need meditation. They're very calm in general. It's really hard to get them out of control. One of my best friends, he never gets angry. He always remains calm. And when you have a conversation with him, he's laser focused. It's just the way he grew up. He doesn't have a struggle to focus on one thing at a time. I'm not going to tell him, maybe you should try out meditation, right? He's probably already at 85, and this struggle of meditating 20 minutes a day, it just takes away time from other things, whether it's maybe his level of fitness or the physique, maybe other skills that he's trying to get better at, maybe his business where he might be, I don't know, at 30 or 40, and it's way better that he focus on building habits in these areas. So it's your responsibility to try to figure out what are the areas that you really suck at, where it's really worth to go through the pain and you see a big outcome, where you're gonna see a lot of rewards. The problem though is that a lot of these habits, of course, they come with a little bit of discomfort and pain. And most of us think, well, I'm already at 80. I can stay focused. I don't tilt. I can easily unwind after my session, right? And this is where we are really good at bullshitting ourselves. So you need to be rock honest with yourself. For some people, they have a clear vision. They know what they want. They don't need to visualize or do affirmations or journal and spend 20 minutes a day on writing their goals in a journal book. They simply don't need that, because they're probably here at around 70, and they would gain 5 happiness points, or would get 5 more points on, if we call it the journal scale or goal setting scale, however you want to call it. And it's, of course, driven by the information overload that we get, and everyone is telling you on YouTube, yeah, this is why you should try out meditation, this is why you should try out juicing, this is why you should try out diet ABC, this is why you should try this reading technique, but that's why you should read book A or read book Z, this is why you should try exercise C, this is why you should try yoga. I mean, if you do all of that, you're not going to have the time to spend on the most important thing, right? And you have no time left. So the first step that you need to do is to sit down and try to identify what are the areas that you're really lacking at, whether it is your goal setting, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's your physical appearance, and you don't need to get it to 100. This is where what we try in poker, if we want to become pro, this is where our attention goes. And this is, of course, maybe already self-explaining when I talk about the main thing every day, the habits, or the most important habit, which is essentially playing poker and studying. So this is where we really try to excel. But in fitness or in meditation, I don't try to become the next Eckhart Tolle, or I don't try to become the next John Belfort in communication skills when I try to educate myself more about business and how to do business and negotiations and communication skills and all that kind of stuff, right? Or when I read a little bit about how to make videos, I don't try to become a speaker. I don't try to become, no, this is not possible, because I'm a poker player, I'm a poker coach, and I try to build a very strong knowledge. I try to become excellent in poker and maintain very high standards. And this is where most of my energy goes in. And then around that, I try to identify what are the areas that I'm not really good at. And this is where I build habits around, because the gain I will see from going through the pain, from putting in a little bit of effort in building habits around that, this is what brings me the most. So you might be someone that actually doesn't need cold showers. Maybe you're someone you don't need meditation. You need to figure that out for yourself. One main habit: playing poker, studying poker, reviewing with friends, building a network, everything all in on poker or building a business. And then around that, you try to build 2, 3, maybe 4 habits, depends on how much time you have. Doing all these habits will certainly have benefits for you, don't get me wrong. But you need to choose which one have the most benefits, and you still need to have enough time and energy for your most important task. And instead of grinding self-help books and journaling and hating yourself for not completing all the habits that you have set for the day, focus, like literally focus on the main task. And if you're a poker player, it's A, playing poker, B, studying poker. And that comes with having reviews with others, get honest feedback on your game, network, try to get better in poker, improve. And yeah, then of the rest of the time, you choose a few habits that will generate you the most benefits, whether it is meditation, whether it is cold showers, reading a book about another area that you're very interested in, that you really would like to discover or build a new skill, or working out. I have friends that they only need to work out once a week and then they're in incredible shape. I need to work out a lot in order to build muscle and at least maintain my level of physique. And I love sports anyway. So for me personally, it is 20 minutes of meditation every day, writing my goals, and a little grateful exercise each morning for around 5 minutes. So it's 25 minutes. Working out around 30 to 45 minutes, 4 or 5 times a week. Cold showers. I have to take showers anyway, so I'm not spending a lot of time eating healthy. I have to eat anyway, so there's also not a lot of time sacrifice. So they don't need any additional time anyway. And for some of you, 5 to 10 minute meditation might be enough. Right? You just need to be very honest for yourself. If you're already a happy and a grateful person, and you might not see big benefits in journaling. Don't just because others are saying that it helps. There's certain celebrities, because they started at 50 and then they realized, wow, journaling had such huge impact. It might not have the same impact as on you. So you're spending already a lot of time in nature, walking to your job or wherever, and therefore it's not necessary to work out 5 times a week because you're already moving your body a lot. I'm sitting in the chair almost 24/7, so I need to do a lot of exercise. So it comes down to finding the most impactful habits and not the ones that are beneficial. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. So for you as a poker player, there's one main habit, which I already explained. And if you don't focus on that, all the other habits, they're kind of pointless, right? Just meditating will not earn you money. So, and then, yeah, build a few habits around it. And then I'm pretty sure you will get the desired outcome. On days where you feel drained and empty, you focus on the main thing and then take the rest of the day off. You really need to prioritize. This is what you need to understand. You're a poker player. You're not an athlete. You're not Eckhart Tolle. You're not going to be the next John Belfort. All right. The problem otherwise is that if you overload yourself with habits, then it takes energy away from your most important task and you will perform worse. And this is, of course, counterproductive, and your habits actually turn into distractions. So I really hope this will emphasize on the point how important it is to spend the time wisely, especially in times of information overload where people are telling you to do this, to do that. Remember, all the celebrities, all the high performance people, they all had a different background. For some of them, things weren't necessarily as taught as they're actually supposed to be from their parents or friends or teachers. So they really struggled in certain areas, and then they discovered journaling. And this had such huge impact. But you were raised differently. Maybe your parents put attention on the way you structured your life to have a clear vision, and you learned that very early on. So for you, it might not have as big of an impact as for others. Please keep that in mind. At the end of the day, whoever is successful is determined by how he is using his time. So use your time wisely. See you next time.